Welcome to another episode of The Well. I'm Drew,
And I'm Kat.
and this is episode two. Episode two of The Well. We had some really great response to episode one. So that's what brings us to episode two. So happy Sunday. I don't get a happy Sunday back. That's kind of the theme of today's episode. I got to be honest. So
Happy
today
Sunday.
I came prepared. You came prepared as a dragon, which I'm not really sure why, but I'm here for it. And I came prepared, and hopefully I'll be able to flip this in post. But here it's the reveal. You ready? I came with
Oh, I'm
my I Love
impressed.
Kathryn shirt. I don't know why my camera keeps moving, but hold on, let me turn that off. Ah.
And I bought that for you, by the way.
You can't give me any credit. At least I wear it.
You wear it a lot.
So it is. There we go. That should give you a better. Let me get this out of the way. So I came prepared. And why did I come prepared? What will we be talking about today? An interesting. Oh my goodness. We're talking about hormones. We're talking about what it's like to be together while you're going through change. And today's change is what, Kathryn? Why don't you introduce the topic to us while I take a sip of coffee? Because this is going to be an interesting one.
I wonder if anybody can guess. I
Well,
know no
considering
one's
we don't have a live audience, I mean, sure, we could wait, but that might be kind of boring.
true. It is a change of season that majority of women go through called menopause. And you know it's called menopause for a reason. It's not women pause, it is menopause.
So, a little bit of an interesting experience for both sides, right? For men and women in a relationship going through this together. Now, I can't speak from the other side, but I can speak from the side that receives all the wonderful experiences that we get to experience and watch our loved ones suffer through it. So it is disheartening to want to help but not be able to. But we thought we would not lighten up the subject, but have a good dialogue back and forth like we did with episode one. So I came prepared with questions. Did you come prepared with questions?
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm excited for this topic because I don't think enough people are talking about this. And if they
I
are,
agree.
I'm not hearing it. So I'm excited to put some of this out there because I think from what I should say, excuse me, from what you've experienced, you're not alone. And a lot of
Oh,
women
thanks.
are going through a lot of things and don't know why, right? There's not a lot of education, there's not a
Very
lot of
true.
information. It's, it's called a medical practice for a reason. So you're constantly being practiced upon. So it makes it difficult to kind of navigate through this when you feel like really you're just at the mercy of your hormones, right?
Yes. Yes, very true.
So, and how do you make a hormone? Don't pay her. Wah, wah. Sorry. I couldn't resist. It was prime opportunity.
Very
So
inappropriate.
someone will laugh at. I laughed at it. I was laughing at my own jokes. So
We
kudos to me.
noticed.
Ooh, see, it's starting out already. It's starting out already. So here we go. Ladies first, as always. I would love to hear your first question. Oh, but before that, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We've been really enjoying the interaction and response from the community. So we've been asked to make more. So keep engaging, keep seeding some topics for us to talk about. Like, what do you want to know what couples go through? So like, follow, subscribe. We're on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm forgetting YouTube, TikTok, Instagram,
There's so many.
Apple Podcast, and Spotify if you want to listen to the full episodes. So make sure you like and subscribe on all platforms. We greatly appreciate your support. Now
Indeed, we
back
do.
to the program. Your first question. Miss Catherine. And
Okay,
remember, I'm
so
wearing your shirt. Be
I
nice.
know, I know. I do. I will be nice. Today's a good day. So, okay, my my today's a great day. Uh, so, okay, my first question is, when did you start realizing, and I can't remember if I told you what was happening with me, but when did you start really noticing that I was having some issues?
Gosh. Um, I guess it was in our first house. So was that 4 years ago,
Mm,
5 years ago?
yeah.
And I forget what triggered it, but you got so mad at me for something. And I was like not used to that because you're not an angry person and you don't get mad. So it takes a lot, but it's like short fused. It goes
Uh-huh.
away. You got that hot Memphis temper, right? So it dissipated quickly. Usually, this didn't dissipate. I felt extremely uncomfortable, and uh, it just was so random
Yeah.
and unjustified. So I think that was my. It was 4 or 5 years ago.
Unjustified?
Sorry, dear. It was complete. I was completely wrong. I'm sorry for everything. So the dragon is out. It's out of out.
Ah! Okay, no, that's okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, your turn.
So I think I'm going to ask a similar question.
Okay.
So when did you first realize your hormones had gone rogue?
Oh,
And
okay.
why did I get blamed for it?
So actually, I realized something weird was going on way before we were in a house together. I noticed this many years ago when I remember specifically something happened at work. And normally, like you said, I don't get very mad or like angry. Like it takes a lot to get me red hot angry. And I remember getting red hot angry about something so silly at work. And I couldn't let it go. I kept venting about it to myself and talking about it to myself. And then the next day I was totally fine and I was like, what just happened? It's like you see red and then it's like you're in this phase and you don't know what's happening to you and you can't stop. Yeah, so that's actually when I first noticed. And then it happened repeatedly.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, something weird is happening. That's when I first noticed. It was a downhill decline from there.
So you tricked me. It was all a scam. Like all
I
this.
know, no.
How did you park that like emotional nonsense or not nonsense, but that emotional chaos? Sorry, emotional chaos. That's what I meant to say.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
Because
that's a.
I didn't realize it was something that was going to last forever.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So now it lasts forever. Oh, okay.
Wrong
That's
choice
a
of words.
yeah. That's another
It
podcast.
feels like forever. I mean, not
Yeah,
forever. It's
you're
only
not wrong.
temporary. No, it is temporary. Seriously, it is temporary. It better be.
Yes, I'm in agreement. It hopefully is temporary. So
Mhm.
I'm with you there. But
Yeah.
if not, we deal with it just the way we can, right?
True.
We deal
Is
with
it
it
my
just the
turn?
way we can. It is your turn. Ooh, you're
Yay.
chomping at the bit. I can't wait for this. This ought to be good.
No, it's not bad. Okay, I want to talk about fog brain and some of the funniest times where I've had fog brain and I've forgotten how to pronounce words.
Yeah, this is entertaining. And it's a shame. And thank goodness you're such a good sport about it because we definitely have our fun at your expense. The one that comes to mind first is you were making fun of something and you were like, LeMay, LeMay. And I was sitting there thinking, LeMay? What the heck are you talking? LeMay? What? And I look at you and I'm like, what's LeMay? and you got that kind of look, like like you couldn't find the word. Like literally, you were like, I know what the word should be. I can't pronounce. And I was like, are you trying to pronounce lame? And there it was. That's the most memorable. There was another word. What
There
was
were
the
a
other
couple of
word?
them. I
Yeah,
don't remember.
there was lots of gems in there, and I wish I would have written them down because
Gems.
LeMay definitely takes the cake for a lot
Yes.
of them
Yeah.
because you kept saying it. LeMay,
And I
LeMay. That
didn't
was so
realize
LeMay. Yes.
in the moment, I was like, this doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. I know there's something weird going on, but I don't know what it is
It's
until
LeMay.
like 5, 10 seconds later. And I'm like, that is not the right word. There, it's lame. It was really funny.
It was. It was. But I had talk about a little more about fog brain because
It's
it's
bad.
really, yeah, I never realized, like we say fog brain, right? Like, oh, my brain is fog. I've never
Right.
witnessed fog brain like I've witnessed with you. It is literally like someone has disconnected your brain or the thickest fog has rolled in and you can't see 2 feet in front of your face.
Uh,
And the words are right there. They're literally right there, but you can't see them. So
yeah.
what advice would you give to other people when it comes to fog brain? Do you do anything? Is there anything that helps you?
You just ride the wave. No, no, but I remember talking, like, you never know when it's going to hit. This is what is so,
Preach. You do never.
this is
I'm
what is
telling.
so
Actually,
scary.
wait. I will say this. I don't mean to interrupt, but I will. Your face is a map of your hormones, and what I mean by that is, thank goodness your face does things like your eyes change, your
They really do.
facial, like
Yeah.
your features actually change. Like your eyes get like baggier, you get more sunken in, your
Baggier.
color changes in the sense of it's just you get these
No,
like
I get it.
deep dark circles. So
It's a lack of
visually,
sleep.
visually you can tell. You can tell. So at least
That
I
is
can.
true.
So okay. All right.
Oh, so, see, I forgot what I was saying. I have been in conversations with people. I will be talking to somebody and it will hit me mid conversation and I will forget how to string a sentence together. It's that bad. And I am staring at someone and we're having a conversation and my brain is saying there is something wrong with your mouth. It is a full disconnect. And so what I would say to people, I have been super hard on myself in the past. I'm not as hard on myself anymore because you have to have a sense of humor. At first, it's extremely upsetting, and then you just laugh. You just have. I mean, you're so over it. It's just hilarious, and it makes other people laugh. So at least you get some good out of it.
It is difficult to watch you go through every emotion in a span of like 20 seconds.
And it does
Like
happen.
literally, it's
It's
like a
like,
highlight reel. It's like exactly. Exactly. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. And it's hard to support. I think from a
yes,
spouse perspective, it's hard to figure out how to best support you because you're like, oh my gosh, if I say something, I'm going to get my head bit off, or if I say something, you're going to break out into tears, or if I say
more
something, you're going to
likely.
be elated and overjoyed, or if I say something, you're going to come at me and be like, LeMay, you're LeMay. So you never know. You never know. Kind of
That's
like this
true.
podcast. You never know how Kathryn is going to show up. She one day she's going to be
That's
just
true.
normal cat. Not that you're ever normal, Kathryn, but today you're dragon, Kathryn.
I own
So
it.
yes. Does
So
your dragon have a name? By the way, is this your alter? Does it have a name or no?
it's a
Is it
happy
just
dragon. He's a
okay?
happy dragon today.
So he's not menopausal. Got it.
No, this is more Halloween related, actually. But it could, you never know. Give me 5 minutes and it might be fire breathing dragon. No, okay, so my question to you, which I have another question, a follow up question,
Yes,
is
sir.
what have you learned in terms of strategy and dealing with when I'm having a bad day? because of
Oh,
my hormones. Like works best, like to make me feel better or to diffuse me.
um, I don't think I ever try and diffuse you. I think that's a not
True.
something I
That's
would try
true.
to do. I think for me, it's just I kind of check the weather, right? Is it super stormy and I can't go outside because I'm going to get struck by lightning? That means stay away and give you time.
Mhm.
Or is it just about to storm and do I have enough time to grab an umbrella? So that meaning, do I have enough time to conversate with you, see, check in, see what's going on, and try and at least show that you have some support and love and care, and try and make you laugh, right? Try and, or just have you have it out, right? Have a
Mhm.
good cry, just get it out, flush the toilet, right? Flush it out and see if it helps.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
true.
think it's letting you have whatever emotion you're going through in the moment and being patient and not taking it personal.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate though because you don't nitpick at me, so you're not like you you dip your toe in those waters. You ask the questions. So what do you got on tap today? Like we were talking about the last podcast.
Yeah.
And I know at that point it's you and I are similar. It's like I need to control something right now to complete a task or have
Mhm.
something I can control because I'm out of control with my emotions. So I I hope I can give you that space and we just can figure out collectively what you need. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's we need to figure it out together because you don't know what you need at that point. And I
Right.
just jump in and figure something out. And if it's
You,
wrong, it's wrong.
you've gotten really good at navigating. I have to say, I'm very blessed. Um, Ice cream cake, a hug, a hug, a hug is always great at diffusing me when I'm feeling angry or like upset. So you're good about that and knowing when to approach physical contact.
Yes.
And then humor, like when I'm feeling like I'm bawling my eyes out, you were great about combating that with humor, which is always great. And then you're really good about letting me, I'll tell you, hey, I really just need to cry for a long period of time. And you're like, okay, yeah, great. So I feel like you've gotten really good at it.
We've gotten good at it together. So
Yeah.
I
Communication is good.
yes. And I think it's, we continue to conversate, but I will say, you kind of mentioned it earlier. The ice cream cake really helps.
It really does.
It definitely really helps. So,
Yeah. Treats.
yes, and lots of them.
Hmm.
So, I have never seen anybody be able to eat an ice cream cake in its entirety in a span of an hour or two, like
They're
Kathryn
so
can.
good.
Yo,
Baskin
and
Robbins,
yeah,
dope.
but not that we need to take the scenic route, but what is up with the cost of an ice cream cake now?
Hey, it's worth it.
You're not wrong. It's worth it for your sanity and mine. So I will take that as well. But yes, it is very interesting to see you rip into an ice cream cake. But
Mhm.
we're not a Baskin and Robbins ad here. So
True.
all right, my question.
Yes.
Let's see. Where did it go?
Do, 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 do,
On an
do.
average, how many
Mhm.
times a week do you look at me and think, "Not today, sir"?
Hardly ever.
Wow.
Hardly ever. Really. Truthfully, hardly ever. But if I'm feeling really hormonal, I, this actually goes into one of my questions about overstimulation. It's weird. I'll have days where I can't be around a lot of people or noise.
Hmm.
And it gets so bad, I get visibly agitated. And I have to remove myself into a quiet area. I don't know if other people are like that, but And being an artist, a creative, like I do like my alone time, but this is a different kind of alone time. It's like, not today, don't bother me. I need quiet. And I never really used to be like that. But yeah, menopause. They call it menopause for a reason.
You
Put a
keep
pause
alluding
on
to that.
men.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're throwing down there. I'm picking it up.
But it's
I'm
rare.
picking
It's
it up.
rare. It's rare.
You said that with such conviction, it just doesn't feel very rare. But I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
Believe me.
All right, what do you got for me?
Okay. Okay. Uh, what's something I do despite the chaos during a hormonal point in time that you secretly admire and want me to keep doing?
Oh my gosh. um,
Okay, I see. There's nothing.
no, I'm
Just
thinking.
kidding.
My goodness. Yeah, the dragon is fully out of the cage. I I think continuing to explore how to deal with this, and also talking about it. I think the courage that you have to be open about this, I feel like it's not a topic that is, and maybe it's just because I'm not in those circles, but it doesn't feel like it's talked about enough in social settings,
Hmm.
right? Like not that that's a icebreaker. Hey, how's your hormones today, right? Are you going through the change? Like that doesn't seem like a good way to meet somebody. How you feeling? I'm going through the change. Oh wow, the hot flat, right? Everyone's walking around with a fan or
Yeah.
but but I do think it's something that I've experienced with you and I've learned a great deal of exactly what you're going through because you talk about it a lot in a good way. And I really appreciate and admire your willingness and courage to talk about a topic that feels secretive or shameful, maybe.
Hmm.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I joined a lot of Facebook groups with women and that talk about menopause and perimenopause, and it really is amazing how many women are affected by this and how much of a mystery it is still to medical practitioners. And I think one reason is because every woman is different. So we all don't experience the same thing. But I have to say, it is something that you don't expect. And, on both sides, partners don't realize what's happening, women don't realize what's happening, and it really is a battle. So I have to ask, what are some of the symptoms that you have noticed that I get?
um, so with you, you get a little bit short, frustrated a little bit easier. You get
Mm-hmm.
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You isolate a bit, right? You're not as social. You're a very bright and bubbly person. Um, so when you dim the light, you can really see it. So you're much more withdrawn. You you could tell you're just feeling low, like you just don't have a lot of energy to do much of anything. You just literally want to lay in the bed.
Yeah.
So
What about the opposite? When I'm hyperactive.
yeah, so you have the we have the joy of experiencing all different sides of this. So it's not just the lows, but you get kind of manic at some point where I've never it the, so there was a movie called
Manic.
Requiem for a Dream. And I don't know if anyone will get the reference, but if you've seen the movie, there's a particular scene where they're taking something and they're cleaning the house like crazy, like ripping through it like lightning speed. That's you. You are just moving at a pace that is exhaust. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted watching you. And I say that to you all the time. I was
You
like, I
do.
can't keep up. The amount of, and you love it because you're so productive.
Oh yeah. It's
but you
amazing. It's like a
you
drug.
literally run the tank
Natural.
dry. It's insane to me, to the point where literally I'll be talking to you. It'll be like 8:30 at night, and you're just literally stopping like a 14-hour day of tasks that have nothing to do with like work or any. It's all your stuff. And all of a sudden it's 8:30 and we're kind of winding down. It's a little bit time for us, right? We like to have our time for us. Kathryn
Uh-huh.
and I spend a lot of time talking, and we do
Yes.
make an effort to stay in touch with each other and checking in. But then it becomes 8:32 and you're done. Like done. It's
You
a
know
two
me.
minute 2 minutes. That's all I get. So if I
I'm
can't,
like, I'm like, hey, you want to watch a movie? And you're like, no, you're gonna be asleep in 10 minutes. You know
no,
me.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. And I take the bait every time. And I'm like, all right,
Uh-huh.
let's put them in. And 2 minutes later, not even 10 minutes, you're out. I
It's
watch you.
so
And
true.
I'm like, no, no, no. We don't have to turn. We all fight hey,
Oh
let's just
yeah.
turn this. No, no, we're not turning this off. Oh, come on.
It's like a
It's just
child. I'm not taking a nap. I'm not sleepy. I'm not tired.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it is, it's funny. It's funny.
It has
It's
its
funny.
moments.
It does. It does. It
Yeah.
definitely has its moments. It definitely does. Okay. What question? I'm afraid to ask these questions. I'll be honest. Some of them are
Okay.
a little bit like, I don't know. I don't know.
Today's a good day.
Okay. Which of the phrases gets on your nerves the most? Are you okay? Or you seem different?
Uh, Probably you seem different, but when you say, "Are you okay?" it does actually alert me because sometimes I don't realize I'm in the phase I'm in, or I'm having a day or a moment. So when you say, "Are you okay?" suddenly my brain is like, "What? What? What am I doing? Is there something wrong? Am I acting weird?" You know. And then I'm able to talk to you. But if you said, "Are you different?" and I'm not having a good day, I would, I might, I won't say I always will, but I might say something like, "Why? Why do I seem different?"
I'm already sweating. Like it just that I'm already starting to sweat because I'm like, oh,
Oh, it
I
cracks
got
me
to
up
go
when
in the
you're like, "Oh,
timeout room.
you've got mom tone." Sometimes you'll say that. I'm like, "That's
Well, you
right.
do. You get mom tone. You
I
do, and
do."
I feel like I have to go to my room. The only problem is it's my room is your room and your room is my room, so I can't really
Very
go and hide in
true.
there because you'll just come in and no, you don't. You don't actually do that, but
Uh-huh.
you get the point. You get the point.
Yes.
You get the point. You could tell there's a bit of discomfort with the conversation.
True.
All right, dear,
Okay.
you're up.
Okay. Have I ever, okay, in the beginning of the change, have I ever run away from home?
um, I don't know if it was running away from home, and if it was, you didn't describe it to me like that. But yes, you have left.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think out of the you needed, and I get this, right? Sometimes you just need space, or you
Yeah.
need to go scream in the car.
Uh-huh. So it
What?
was, would you say it was for your protection, for everybody's protection in the house?
No, I think
Really?
you thought. I think that's what you think, but no,
Yeah, obviously, yes.
no.
I
I
always
we
felt bad.
the people in this house always just want to support you and no matter what. So
Yeah. I
you
will
never have to
say
run away from it.
it's a piece of advice is don't feel like you have to hide it from the people that love you most. You're not doing them any favors by hiding it. In my opinion, in my experience, because like I even like we've told the kids, "Hey, this is what menopause is. This is what happens." because I never wanted them to think that I was mad at them for no reason, so I think it's important to really let people know what's going on.
It so I love that point, and it's something that I feel like you provided really good insight to younger people about this because I mean, you didn't hear about this stuff when you were a kid, right? Like if
No,
your
no.
parents are going through it. So I think it's important because it's not, you can then relate as you get older to experiences happening, and it's not the first time you're experiencing it. So I know that the kids really understand it differently now, and it's not as they kind of understand how to support you when you're going
Yeah,
through it.
right.
So
And they
it's
know, they know Travis is like, oh, she's just having a menopause day. No, and I will say this is really quite fascinating to me, and I would be super curious to hear from other people. I'd love people to put this in the comments. Is as you get older and you start going through things that your parents went through, but you didn't realize they were going through it, you really start thinking about certain memories that are triggered when you're going through an exact experience or similar experience. So, like my mom, when I started going through it, I was like, I remember, and I never thought about it, but these memories will come back to me, and I'm like, I remember why. Okay, that's why she acted like that way, or that's why, this happened, or and you feel validated. There's like a validation that, okay, and you call your mom if you're able to, or you call your grandmother, or you call, a woman friend, and you're able to talk about it, and you can kind of commiserate around it, and it is validating, because sometimes I think women in general think, am I going crazy? Like, I feel literally like I'm going crazy. And I have definitely had days like that. And I'm like, oh, I need someone to, like, I need an anchor, like, help me out here. Tell me I'm not crazy, which is very helpful. It really is. Community is helpful in that regard.
Yeah, so I think we've had a lot of those moments as we've gotten older where you start to appreciate your parents differently or the people that,
Absolutely.
that you grew up around because you start to deal with some of those issues that you didn't understand back then, but now you
Right.
have the experience to be like, wow, I have a totally different appreciation for my parents now than I did even 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
it's been
crazy.
eye-opening to watch other people go through kind of growth and aging. You're kind of like, wow, I never realized what other people go through until you
Yeah,
go through it. And it's terrible because we have to go through it to develop that empathy per se or that knowledge. So it's definitely interesting. It's
it
definitely
is.
it's been
Yeah,
an interesting journey for the past couple years, that's for sure. And
it has.
especially as you age, because it doesn't get any easier.
No.
It does not get any easier. So
I have to say the amount of respect I have for my parents is even greater now, and you and I have definitely had so many conversations around our parents, and is this what our parents experience? Is this what happened, with my mom or your mom, or, and you really start looking at it from their perspective. And I don't think, when we're younger, we ever really do that truly. So it is kind of an interesting circle of life.
yeah. Shout out to our parents. I say
That's
they
right.
put up with a lot. They put up with a
Yes,
lot.
they do.
And your parents, how many years have they been married?
Gosh, 50 something years. Long
Amazing.
time.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Catherine's parents. Good people. Good people.
Thanks.
Good people. Um, okay. Let's see. Do you ever feel like you're in a group chat with your emotions and I'm just a spectator?
Yes. Okay, so when you say group chat with my emotions, like I'm understanding that to mean like I've got a lot of things going on in my head that you don't necessarily are you're not privy to.
So Yes. I equate it to what's the Disney movie or was it Pixar, the
Oh,
animated with all the emotions?
oh my
Darn
goodness,
it.
I can't
I know.
remember.
It popped in my head and I'm like, I'm not going to remember the title.
I know. I
Um,
keep wanting to say element, but that's not right. And I'm sure our listeners are like screaming out the name of the Disney movie right now.
Inside Out.
Okay, yes.
Inside
Okay.
Out. That's what
I
I picture going on in your
absolutely.
brain. You just have all these emotions, right? That emote.
Yeah.
You got the angry guy, you got the
The
sad,
sad.
sad one, you got the overly hype excited one, and it's all bouncing around like
And you
kinetic
never
energy.
know which one is going to get the controls for the day.
I feel like they're all fighting over the controls. So
They are.
you go through lots of emotions in a span of mere moments. So
Yeah,
as they're fighting, I don't know
that's
if
true.
anyone ever gets the controls.
I always hope that the nice one does, but yeah, it's hard. I definitely, and even actually, I have to mention this too. I love the visual of the memories that are stored in her head, the main character's head, and how they go through and they carefully store the memories and then they pull them out when they're needed. Like I imagine that is how my brain is. But I digress. So the emotional part of it, yes, I have conflict in my head. And I would say I would venture a guess that a lot of people do feel like this, where you are conflicted in your mind. You're arguing with yourself. It's like, how should I respond to that? And you've got one person that's like, you should put them in your place, and then the other one is like, um, oh, you should just sit and cry, and I've definitely had times where I will just sit and cry, and something will trigger it. There's always a trigger. Like I'll read something, or I'll experience something, or I'll talk to a friend, or whatever it is, and something will upset me. And on a normal day, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'd just be like, "Oh, that was disturbing. Okay, I'm going to move on." And then but when I'm feeling a certain way, I will literally sit there and over rotate on it for hours and cry and cry. And then once I'm done, I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Or, okay, that was great. I'm moving on. And I move on to the next emotion. It's crazy. It's like a roller coaster for real.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest triggers that I've witnessed is it's not easy driving in the Dallas Fort
Oh,
Worth area.
goodness.
So
Yeah.
when you're having a rough day, it's
Yeah.
best to not get
Stay
behind the wheel
home.
because
It's
it's
true.
driving around here is rough.
It
It's
is.
rough when you're not emotional, let alone when you're having an imbalanced day. So
Yeah. It's hard to have patience and to just really try to remember that the car gets you to a location. It's not a weapon of destruction.
although I'm sure it runs through your head, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There used to be a show, is it Ally McBeal, where you could see the thought bubbles,
Was it
where
out?
or it was
I think
it was
it was
I think
I think they did it in Ally McBeal. I forget.
I don't
Man,
remember,
that's an
but
old reference pull.
yeah, I don't know. See, I have a good memory today, somewhat. But I remember that show because the character, the actor would stare at somebody and then they'd have the thought bubble. It's what they're really thinking versus like what actually comes out of their mouth. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens.
That's funny. Too funny. Too funny. Okay, you're up.
Okay. So has perimenopause, menopause terminology experiences become part of your conversation with your guy friends?
It's a great question. So I think for me, I needed support from others to kind of not to validate, but to talk about it, right? Because
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
I didn't want to keep going to you because I felt like I'm adding to some of the problems. So it was also good for me to have support for me,
Hmm.
which I know I feel a little guilty saying that, but on the other
No,
side, I'm like,
don't.
I needed it, and yeah, I've talked to my friends about it, but I did tell you that I talked to people about
What? No,
it.
I'm just kidding. I know.
I'm like, oh, oh snap! Did I forget? Now I'm sweating again. But no, I did. I told you, and it's not something I would have done outside of, I don't want to say your permission, but your awareness and your level of comfort. Now, I don't get
Right.
into the finite details, and I'm also not complaining. So I don't complain to my friends. I ask
Which is good.
more like, "Hey, has is anyone going through something like this as well?" Right? How are you supporting your spouse through tough times, or what are you doing? And it's more for me to get an understanding of how others are dealing and handling it for potential ways to deal with it and handle it differently. Not better, not worse, but just differently if I need to. But yeah, I think talking about it's important, as we alluded to earlier. It's if you don't have a support group around you or a support system, it's really taxing on the two people that are going through it. So
Right.
I think it's important. So yes, I do
Yeah.
talk about it.
Okay.
I definitely
Um,
do.
One thing that I've kind of heard in different conversations with people is something that is helpful for women is when men, or actually the family, or men, or partners, or whoever, will help pick up the slack a little bit. You know,
Mm,
when a woman is not at her best, it is really nice when others in the house have a self-awareness of that and try to take some things off her plate. You know, like it could be as simple as I'm going to do the dishes, or I'm going to go out to the grocery and just get you a treat, or, you know, just simple little things. Because I know a lot of women that often feel unsupported when they're going through a tough time. And I think it's really important for people to have an understanding that we can't control how we feel a lot of times. And if we could, we would stop, you know? So the patience and the understanding, which I really think you're really good at, is so key to keeping your relationship to surviving, you know, through this phase of life.
and for all the men out there, don't be afraid to. I shouldn't say don't be afraid. Do something spontaneous. Buy a card,
Yeah,
a
that's
treat.
meant a lot.
So just do something small to show that, it's that people do care.
Yeah,
And make an effort, right? Because I think a lot of times when you're having a low day, it just feels like nobody is supporting you in the way you need or want. And I don't believe it. I know that it's a hormonal thing,
right,
but it does make you feel like, well, atrophy, right? Like, well, I'm going to just ignore you now because you hurt my feelings. And really, that's the wrong thing to do, right? So
right.
lean in differently and literally show up the way that you need someone else to show up without any sort of reservation or feeling like hurt. So
Yeah,
it's hard because sometimes you do take it personal, right? Like
yeah,
on the
that's really
receiving end, I
hard.
feel like, wow, I'm doing something wrong. Or you've been feeling this way for such a long time and haven't said anything. And now the pot is boiling over because
Oh,
it's just time.
that's a great point. I do remember early conversations where you would ask me that. Well, how long have you been feeling like this? And I would be so confused because I was like, well, I haven't. I haven't been thinking about this for a long time. Literally, I just thought of this today, you know? But it's hard being on the receiving end because you're thinking logically, and with menopause, there is no logic. So
Yes.
you have to think illogically. You have to be in that mindset to know, oh, this isn't me. I'm not doing anything wrong. This is how psycho you are.
And you know me, I struggle with illogical thought. It's just not
Yes.
a skill I possess. I am always looking for the logical portion
Oh,
of the
yeah.
discussion. So,
My mom
yes.
actually used to tell me a funny story about her doctor, her general physician, and when she was going through menopause, it was so funny. She said, "I went to an appointment with my physician. And she said, I asked him, well, how does he deal with his wife? Like what's some advice? And he says, I always know when I walk in the door, what the like you were saying earlier, what the temperature is for the evening. And he says, you never know what you're going to get. He says, so I always have chocolate and I always have it available to bring in with me, which I thought was really funny because I never used to be a big chocolate person, and it's weird. Like your hormones also affect like your vitamins and your nutrients in your body, your bone density, I mean, pretty much everything is out of whack. So it's funny because chocolate is a big thing because of the ingredients in chocolate your body needs at certain points in time. So when I'm eating chocolate, that's probably not a good sign.
And we're not talking like a little bit of chocolate here. We're talking like a half a gallon of chocolate ice cream in a
Yeah,
matter
chocolate
of
ice
like
cream is,
one sitting.
yeah,
Like there's no, yeah. And
chef's
it's,
kiss.
but the best part is to watch you go to the ice cream. It's a beeline to the freezer. You yank the gallon out, right? And you fill up this bowl.
Uh
And I'm sitting there thinking, well, you're going back for like thirds. So why don't you just fill the bowl with as much chocolate? In fact, just get rid of the bowl and just eat out of the freaking container. I mean, you're finishing that gallon of ice cream
oh
in a day
yeah,
or two.
yeah,
So,
it's good
yes,
stuff. Bluebell ice
I
cream. Mm.
always have chocolate and treats on hand. And if
Yeah,
you don't,
it's a good
don't
man.
don't wait. You run to that store. You run. Like you run. You make sure that
Run.
you're coming home with
Yeah.
bags of stuff, and you'll get yelled at for bringing home stuff that could mess with your figure.
That's right.
But deep
But
down, you appreciate it. I know that I
uh-huh.
will deal with that comment more so than the misery of not having the treats in
Oh
the
yeah.
house. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I've
So
actually I stopped giving you any grief about it. I'm like, "Oh, that's so thoughtful. Thank you."
you're welcome, dear. You're welcome. If I made you a hormone survival kit, what would be in it?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh. So I go through phases of insomnia. Like every month, I have several days where I cannot go to sleep. So I would love for you to like put something in there to knock me out because it's a vicious cycle. When you don't get sleep, it makes it even worse, and you are dragging throughout the day. And then
And Catherine
definitely
needs her sleep. Like she
I
needs her
do. It
sleep.
is, and it's important. Like they literally do say you need sleep when you're going through this. Okay, I don't like anything violent or like anything disturbing. I'm sure a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't either. But especially when I'm going through like a day or a couple of days or even a week, like I don't like to be disturbed by things. So I need happy things. And I have said, hey, I really want to watch cartoons. I really
Hmm.
want to watch the Three Stooges or the Jetsons or this or that. So I would love like some movies or TV shows like that to put in the
So,
survival kit.
do you find that nostalgia helps?
Yes,
Like,
actually, it's an
okay.
excellent point. It's so crazy. I have safe spaces like in my mind, like memories or just happy moments that I retreat into, and that's what I think about a lot of times when I'm feeling crazy or like because of menopause. And it makes me happy and it makes me feel calmer and it makes me feel secure, like comfortable. So I would want that in my kit.
Okay.
And I definitely need my heated blanket because I get so cold. It's like
You have the
freezer.
opposite effect of like you don't get the hot, you get the
I
cold
do.
flashes.
I do, but not as much as I get like a freezing cold. And I'm like, I have the heated blanket. You got to put that in there. Super important. Chocolate, of course, ice cream cake, Chick-fil-A. I always want something greasy. like home cooked. No, it's not home cooked. Yeah. No, something like comfort food. That's what I meant. So like fried chicken sandwich, fries. Oh, it's divine, And
Is that
then
considered comfort food or just like
yeah, it's comfort
feel
food.
good food?
Feel good food. Yeah. And sometimes I'll ask you to make things, which you are really
Hmm.
good about accommodating. So in my kit, like you make an excellent, like my obsession with beef stew, Dinty Moore beef stew.
Don't you should never admit that out in public. Like I'm gonna have to cut that out of the podcast because that's just the worst thing ever.
But you started making fresh Dinty Moore stew for me. Like
No,
you
I don't
actually
make
made,
Dinty Moore anything. I make you homemade pot roast, like
yes, you do.
legit pot
It's
roast
so
that
good.
is healthy, healthier than
Healthy.
canned meat.
Yeah,
Right? That
that's
has
true.
no expiration date.
Although
So
that stuff is really good. But yours is very good, especially with Hawaiian rolls. So it's really good. So I would want something like that in my kit. And I would like a book. Like I like to read
mm.
when I'm feeling a certain way to take my mind off of how I'm feeling. So,
Do
yeah.
you struggle to read with because of brain fog though? Does that impact your ability to comprehend what you're reading?
Yeah, sometimes it does. And I'll have to read things over and over. Or like, I mean, you have probably experienced this the most where you'll be explaining something to me and and you're like the other day, you were like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like all irritated because I'm like, no, but sometimes my brain slows down, so it doesn't process what you're saying very quickly. So it, and sometimes I might respond really delayed, like there's the delayed response.
I think that's the other thing too on the other side of this is you really have to I don't want to say bite your tongue, but not be snarky.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
no,
really have to
oh,
tone
that's
down the
bad.
snarkiness
It's
because
bad.
yeah, I have a bad habit. I'm super snarky, right? I'm very snarky and just I'm willing to
You're not
but
you used to be, but not so much. I've tamed you.
yes, well, I've tamed myself because I don't feel like dealing with the
Hey.
exactly the dragon. I don't feel like
Yeah.
dealing with I don't want to slay the dragon today. So, but yes, I think understanding how to respond when you're in that state. Now, there's no response that will warrant a great reaction, but not adding insult to injury is important.
Yeah.
And sometimes just don't respond at all.
Yeah, that's
Just
probably
let it
best.
go. Just let it go.
Let it
Let it go.
go.
Let it
Let it
go.
go.
Right?
Yeah. Do I have is it my turn to ask a question or is it still you?
It is. You really need to
Okay.
keep track of this.
That's what I have you for, dear. Okay, so and I already forgot my question. It's okay. I can think of another one. Um, so have you ever experienced me uh feeling really, really sad for no reason and you didn't know what to do?
Yes, I have. And I will the level of sadness that you experience is hard to watch and it's not I don't want to say it's difficult to support, but I have to be creative sometimes. So, I think when you're sad, it you don't always outwardly show it. You just get quiet sometimes, but I can tell you're
Yeah.
fighting it. And you've gotten so much better at this, but I think you got to let it out, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may have a good
True.
cry for 2 hours, right? But at least that's 2 hours of productive time where you're
It
getting this
is.
stuff out. So,
Yeah.
I think that is also important is to kind of let you process through these emotions and not try and stuff them down because you can't eat them all. So
True.
it's best to just kind of let you get it out and support you through it, right? Like you're big into physical touch, so if I'm there and I can give you usually if I
I
approach
am.
you, give you a hug, that usually shatters the glass barrier and it's the water is flowing, right? The dam
Yes.
opens up fully and you're able to express what you need and kind of and then that fog seems to lift a little bit,
It
so you can
does.
actually talk about what you're experiencing. And I think that's the other thing for me that's been very helpful is how communicative become in talking about what you're experiencing. So it allows me to understand how to partner with you through it, how to support you in it. And also this, I'll be a little coachy, right? How to be in relationship with this hormonal issue, right?
Yeah.
So I need to be in a relationship with it, just like you need to be in a relationship with it. So how are we navigating through these times as individuals, as and also as a couple? So I think that's been, this may sound a little bit odd, but I feel like it's really strengthened our relationship in a way because I've seen every part of you
Yes.
at the rawest point, and you've never hid it. Like you've never, there's never been a shameful moment where you're like, I wish you didn't have to see me like this. Like I'm so ashamed that you see you. It just doesn't manifest in that way, and I think that's super important for our relationship. That you don't shy away from this, you don't hide from it, and you include me in it. So that's
Yeah.
been super important to me is the fact that you include me in this process, which, I think a lot of times it's like, I'll never experience this. I'll never know what you're going through. I can never experience it to your degree. So, how do I empathize and support it? It's through your conversations that help me understand the world that you're experiencing because you're willing to talk about it. So,
Mm.
that's, I think, a really good for it's been really good for us, and I would encourage others to try that. If you're experiencing something similar, talk about it, like really talk about it, be very open, everything, you don't hold back anything, all the
Yeah.
yucky, all of it, it's all front and center. So I don't think we should shelter or shield people from really what you're going through, because why? You care about people, why don't you want to tell them what you're going through? But
Right.
it's always interesting, right? It's always interesting. What other question do I have for you? I feel like we should just kind of off the rip, but um,
I do have another one for you.
go
When
for
what
it.
Oh, I can hold mine if you have a question.
Um, I feel like my questions we've already answered. It's weird. We kind of went around the horn in a way. So I'll ask you something kind of goofy.
Okay.
Does my sneaker collection stress your hormones out?
Yes. You know that though. It does. Because when I'm feeling, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate, it's like when you're feeling out of control with your emotions, like there is a need. For me personally, I have to control something. So if I can clean the house, if I can do laundry, something simple, a task that I can actually complete, I feel so much better. But when I notice that there are things that are out of control, or things that are disorganized, or things that are out of place in that, like specifically in the house, like if there's shoe boxes, in one room that, or something has been put away, like it tends to bother me way more than it normally would, or I wouldn't think twice about it. So yeah, it rarely, but when I do get that feeling, yeah, it does. But I know I'm self-aware enough to know when I'm feeling like that, and it's not truly because I'm irritated. It's because I'm out of whack.
Follow up question.
Okay.
Out of whack. I love it. So, is there a specific hormone that dislikes me?
Oh, that's a funny question. So progesterone and estradiol are the two hormones, and I can't remember which one it is, but the one that I like to sleep. I need sleep, so that one is the one that it doesn't not like you. It's just
What are you trying to
some
say? Keep you up? I don't
no.
keep you up.
Sometimes when I'm like really tired and I start falling asleep, and you wake me up and you're like, "Hey, are you going to sleep?" Like. I'm
First
like,
of all, I never say it like that.
no,
And
you don't.
second of
You don't.
all, it's because you're falling asleep, like propped up, uncomfortable, and I'm
I
like, well,
know.
let's get you situated to go to sleep. And
But
you
I'm
always fight me on it.
irritated. I
Yes.
do. Because I'm going through the change. So I'm like all irritated. I'm like, why'd you wake me up in my head, like but no, honestly, not really. I think you're awesome. So no. My hormones don't dislike you.
Lies. 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 Lies.
All right, I have one more question for you. Okay. So, knowing what you know now about menopause and having gone through the experiences you've gone through with me, do you feel or do you believe that the medical professionals or the medical practices in general provide enough resources and support for women today to be able to
Jeez.
manage menopause well and not just survive it, but to actually thrive regardless of it?
That's a big question. So
It is.
I'm gonna, I'm not a medical professional. So, and I've
Yes,
never
that's our
been to a,
disclaimer.
yes, I've never been to a doctor for menopause, right? Like I've never been treated for it.
I would hope not.
So I've also done a lot of research on this because I like to understand things, and I'm a bit of a weirdo when it comes to that. I do a lot of research on a lot of things. It's probably why we get along as well as we do because you do a lot of
Hmm.
research.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed is there's just like a lot of medical, and I've had tons of medical issues where there's always conflicting points of view on what to
Hmm.
do, what works, what doesn't, and I think it's illustrating how difficult it is to treat this.
Right.
So my emotional response is no, there's not enough being done. I hate watching you suffer. I hate watching you trying to figure this all out. I hate that you don't have the support of the experts in the way that we think you should.
Hmm.
So that is frustrating, especially all the different medications, understanding how to find the right cocktail. And then you're like, well, I'm putting all this crap in my body. What is it doing? What damage
Right.
is it creating? So you unlock all these new fears that you didn't have before because now you're consuming things that are chemicals, right? And are those chemicals helping? Yes, but what's the reaction or the long-term effects?
Yeah.
Creates a little bit of discomfort. So I would I like to see more emphasis on this? Yes. Do I have enough experience with it to say it's not being done? No. So to me, it's just there's a lot of conflicting information, and just
Hmm.
go through I mean, I read through those menopause groups and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable to me that how vastly different experiences are, but how common things are, right?
So
There's
true.
the reactions might be different, but the hormonal imbalance feels the same. It's just it's a really confusing thing. So, like I said, as a non-medical profession, I can't even imagine how you go about doing this because you've gone to a bunch of experts.
I
So you've had
have.
yeah. So
Yeah.
to talk through a little bit about your experience about what you've done in regards to from the time you started feeling this way to when it took you. So, if we put together a timeline, right? You started feeling a certain way. How long did it take you to action on that, right? Like, I need to see a professional. I
Hmm.
need to talk to somebody about this because there's something wrong.
Yeah. So I was fairly young compared to the standard age that most women go through menopause. And I think mine was triggered by over exercise. But that's just I'm no medical professional, but I have heard from people I have seen that that could be a trigger. And I've gone through so many doctors who, and I think a lot of women would agree with me on this, that really dismiss your symptoms. They dismiss your thought about, hey, something's not right. I feel like, I might be going through perimenopause. And that's really frustrating. I see so many comments from women who say, I'm not taken seriously by my doctor, whether it's the gynecologist or the general physician. And it's frustrating because you think you know your body best, right? And if you're explaining to a medical professional, hey, I'm experiencing these symptoms and they seem to align with perimenopause or menopause, you know how can you ignore that and say, oh, you're just, I've gotten people who said, oh, well, do you have a lot of stress in your life? Well, yeah, I do, but that it's not the same. It's this is a different feeling and different experience. Or someone that's like, you're too young to be going through this. And a lot of women now are saying, hey, I'm, 36, I'm 35, I'm 40, I'm 42. Why do we put a parameter of age on it? And I think it's always been that way, but women just didn't know how to express it early on. They didn't realize it was happening to them.
So, if you don't mind sharing about what age did you really start experiencing? Because, like you said, you were young.
36. Yeah,
Yeah, which is,
36.
and a lot of the doctors did not take it seriously for you.
No. And I suffered. It was the anger. And it was rare, but I was like, this isn't normal, Like for me to be this angry about something, and come to find out later, it was hormonal. It was a hormone imbalance. And I would have doctors that would say, well, you're just stressed, but no one ever took the time to really sit with me and talk, have a dialogue, have a conversation about it. And I think that's the frustrating part is, now don't get me wrong, like I respect doctors, medical professionals, but I feel that a lot of people in that industry are just bringing people in, putting them right back out, bringing them in, not taking time to truly understand, or being very dismissive. And I've had a lot of even women doctors who have been extremely dismissive. So it's very frustrating because you want them to, you go to a woman doctor thinking they're going to be even more empathetic, and it's not the case at all. And so then you feel like, okay, well, I'm on my own here, and you start doing your own research and you start connecting with people in Facebook groups, on menopause and trying to figure things out on your own and what works well and what doesn't. And then there, like you said, there's a lot of fear around, well, if I take this, or if I take this supplement or this vitamin or this or that, you know, what is the long-term effect of that? And and I will say, which is also very frustrating, and I would love to see change in this, is that a lot of insurance companies don't cover treatments for women. You have to pay out of pocket for that, and that can be very expensive. And it should, in my opinion, should be covered under general health with medical professionals.
Yeah, and that's been a tough thing. Not only are you navigating the network of doctors, right? Now you're navigating the insurance, you know,
Right.
circus that you have to go through just to even understand what you can and can't do. So
Yes.
that's really tough, especially when you're not at your best, right? Like even at
Right.
your best, these are tough waters, but man, when you're not at your best, like gosh, talk about pile on. So
Yeah.
that's good insight as far as wow, like all of this being thrown at you, plus the imbalance of feeling off in general.
Yeah.
Again, going back to just making sure that you're talking and having support, and you're not trying to do it all on your own, which you're better at. You used to be a lot worse, right? You used to just
Yes. Yeah.
plow through it and take care of it
Try to get
yourself.
through it.
But
Yeah.
now you definitely lean on the people around you differently. So it's great. So wow, we've ripped through a while now.
We have.
I feel like we're just getting warmed up, and this topic was a little bit uncomfortable. So hopefully, as we get a better rhythm at this with these topics, we'll warm up quicker. But I appreciate the fact that you were willing to have this discussion,
Sure.
and
It
I
was
hope
good.
others chime in and start talking
Yes.
about this more. I think part of the reason why we wanted to do this, and maybe we didn't hit the point, but I hope we did. I feel like we got close if we didn't, is to open the dialogue about this differently and have couples talking about
Right.
experiences and how to best support each other. This is hard. I mean, I'll be honest. When this first happened, I was like, "Whoa!" I, I mean, I have no clue who this is. Like, this was a person I didn't know, and I was like, "My goodness! Like, where's this coming from?" And this
You're like,
is
okay, I'm leaving
because
now. No.
we don't fight. Like, we
Yeah.
don't bicker. We really don't have a lot of aggression towards each other. So
Mhm.
when that started to bubble up, I was like, "Oh no. Oh gosh, no. Please no, no, no." Right? Like, "No, I can't go there. I don't want to go there." So not having that like fight or flight, right? Like, "Hey, I'm going to fight you on this." No, that's not right. "I'm going to flee from this." No, that's not right. So understanding and being patient with you through it has
Mhm.
been a great experience of growth for both of us.
Right.
So it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to watch, and it's very difficult, I'm sure, for you to experience, right? So I'm not minimizing or making light of any of it. I think but I do feel like I'm going through it with you because you're
Yes.
allowing me to. You
Because
are.
you
You're
are.
allowing me to. Yeah, I know.
You are whether you like it or not.
I know, right?
Yeah. But
I'm strapped in.
I do want to encourage men, women, couples, partners, spouses, don't, especially for women, don't bear the burden on your own. You are much stronger together or when you have people you can talk to. So I highly encourage conversation, especially just from my perspective. It has been really great to be able to not hold in all of this chaos, and be able to talk about it.
And if your spouse buys you an "I love insert name" shirt, you make sure you wear that a
That's
lot.
right.
You
That's
wear it a
right.
lot. You rock that all the time. All the time.
Yes.
All the time. So, thank you again for a great conversation.
Thank
Little
you.
Q&A, diving
Yes.
into an interesting topic, and shout out to everyone that made it through the podcast. And we'll be releasing this. We're releasing one every week. We're going to try and do one every week, and we'd love to know how you let us know how we're doing. I
Yeah.
think we keep asking for feedback, so keep it coming. Keep it coming, and let us know if you want to hear anything else, any other topics
Special
you would like to
topics.
talk about. Yeah,
Yeah.
we love to hear what people want us to talk about. So
Yes.
that concludes episode two. Episode two
Indeed.
of The Well in the books. In the books, the mano, the emotional hormonal. What do we want to call this? Hormones, holy patience. I don't know. Imbalance. We'll
Uh-huh.
have to come up with a catchy title. Maybe someone could put it in the comments. How you
Yeah.
would title this podcast. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow on all the platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We're on Spotify, Apple. So we hope that you tune in and continue to tune in. And that's it. You ready
All
for some
right.
football? I'm ready for some
Let's
football.
go.
All right. And we need like a closing. We'll have to figure it out. Also, if we need to
Well,
have a closing.
you know how I end, like if I'm trying to get out of somewhere quick, I'm like, okay, bye.
Yes, yes, or you just hang up. But I think we'll be
Peace
a
out.
little kinder. Yeah. So thanks for tuning into The Well.
Yes,
I'm
thank you.
Drew,
I'm Kat.
and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.